welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all well. Today I am finally I'm going to be doing my current obsessions installment that I already started a couple of months ago. I know, it has been a while. But in the other video, I was only focusing on skincare. So if you're into that, I'm going to link the video down below for you guys to check out. But today, I'm only going to be focusing on the fun things, the things that we just love the most, which is going to be makeup. I have accumulated so many makeup things. Obviously, products that I already had in my collection, stuff that I bought, you know the drill. So if you're into makeup, then you should definitely keep on watching. I'm going to get started with my favorite section in makeup, which quite frankly is foundation / base products, because I'm a foundation hoarder, junkie, lover, admirer, call it whatever you want to. I just love myself a good foundation that is going to get the job done, that is going to look amazing on the skin, obviously, but most importantly, that is going to look fairly undetectable on the skin, as well as going to last, well, pretty much the entire day. So those are only a couple of my personal criteria towards base products. Therefore, the first contestant today will be the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum Foundation, and I'm in the shade 51 Light Vanilla. I'm pretty sure this is the lightest shade that they produce, and it's also a little bit more on the yellowish tone. So it's perfect if you have some redness in your skin and you want to cancel it out. This will be your best friend. What I like about it most is that it always makes my skin look fan-freaking-tastic. I don't know what the heck this is about this foundation, because I have tried so many, as you can probably tell. I always buy foundations and try new ones out. This one is still one of those products that I always go back to. It always works. It is a fairly creamy foundation that I would consider is more on the light to, depending on how much you use, medium coverage. It's definitely not going to give you this super flawless canvas that is going to just cancel out everything, but it's going to give you a healthy balance to your skin. This is what I like to say. I like to stipple it on with a dampened beauty blender, and here I go with like super beautiful skin. I think it really enhances like the glow that you already have if you use a very rich moisturizer, and also I think it is just going to make your face very fresh and juicy looking, very healthy, and it's also a drugstore foundation. You can't go wrong. It's fairly affordable, and overall it is one of my holy grail foundations that I don't know how often I have rebought this one, but it's just one of those things that are staples. My second contestant today is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Cream with an SPF of 50+, and for reference, I'm in the shade Fair, which is also the lightest shade that they make. I mentioned this foundation so often on my channel. I love it because it's a very rich and creamy foundation that if you have dry skin, more mature skin even, you will absolutely love this. It's going to give you this almost like skincare feeling when you apply it. I personally like to use my fingers in general for lots of foundations, because I think not even is it easier to apply, but also it's really going to melt the foundation into your skin, and it's going to even out everything, flatten out texture or like, you know, flakies that I personally tend to have a lot since I have borderline dry skin. But it's one of those foundations that I don't even consider being a CC cream. Just totally forget about this CC claim. It's not a CC cream in, like, technically speaking, even though it has some really nice skin benefiting ingredients in it. It's more like a very nice full coverage foundation that is very creamy, very rich, and it's definitely going to give you this super flawless canvas if that is what you desire. My next obsession was the Nars Pure Tinted Moisturizer with SPF 30, and I'm in the shade Finland Light 1, which is also the lightest shade. I'm pretty sure I've always have the lightest shade that a brand produces, so just keep that in mind. As you can tell, I'm pale as a sheet of paper. I like this foundation because for its convenience, I always use this when I'm on the run. I don't have lots of time on my hand, and I like to just slap it on very messily with my hands, blend it out a little bit. It melts right into the skin, looks very natural, polished. It evens out the skin tone very nicely. I don't have any problems in terms of coverage. It's more like a sheer to light coverage foundation, which I know tinted moisturizer is supposed to be, but it has more coverage than the, let's say, very classic tinted moisturizer that has barely none coverage. So yeah, I like this because it's very creamy, it's hydrating, it's going to get the job done in no time, and I use this one a lot. Last but not least, in terms of base products, is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I really like to use this as a foundation sometimes. I don't use a lot of it because you don't need to. It's a very full coverage concealer, but I like to use this for when I'm going out with the girls, when I want my makeup to really glued on top of my skin. This is usually what I like to go for. I like to use 1 or 1.5 pumps for my entire face and I'm good to go. It doesn't move, it doesn't budge, smudge or anything the entire night. We were dancing, we were sweating, nothing came off, and I was very thankful for that. Just what I like about it is that it's also very creamy. It's going to cover everything up. It's not going to emphasize any textures or dryness. At least I didn't have any problems with that. And yeah, it's just a fantastic concealer slash foundation. I really, really like this one. I'm going to stay in the skin perfecting department and start with powders. Now, usually guys, to be honest, I hate powders for the life of me. As I already mentioned, I have borderline dry skin. It's very severe. I tend to have lots of flakies coming off, dry patches, fine lines showing up, the entire deal. So powders, you know, they in general tend to emphasize that, and I don't really like that. And I was so pleasantly surprised with one powder that I've been using every day ever since I got it that I finally have to share it with you guys. It is the Makeup Forever HD Pressed Powder. I'm quite sure you are familiar with the loose version. It got lots of press, you know, because of the entire flashback things, looking like cocaine and stuff. So that's why they developed this press version to not give you these issues. So far, I've been using this every single day, and after taking some pictures, I never ever saw any flashback, no like ghostly appearance on my face. I really like this powder because I kid you not, it is magical. It's the best powder I have ever used. It smooths over any textures, fine lines, even dry skin, and blurs it to perfection. The key with this product is to use not too much. I kid you not, I have tried this already. If you start to pile it on, it kind of tends to collect in some areas and look very white. So this is something to be aware of, but if you just use a very fluffy brush and tap it slightly on top of your skin, you will be surprised. You will love this product to death, especially I think people that have large pores or fine lines, anything like that, or you just want to blur out your skin for whatever reason. I think this product is perfect for that, and you don't need a lot. I use this pretty much every single day ever since I got it, and I have like a super slight indentation maybe, so it will last you a long time if you use it wisely. Let's talk about eyeshadows. Well, there weren't very many palettes or single eyeshadows that I used because, quite frankly, it takes time to achieve a nice eyeshadow look, you know, and I usually use only 1 or 2 colors. But the products that I used, oh man, I think I used them almost to oblivion. So let's get started with the first one. I can't really tilt this product because one of the eyeshadows inside are broken, but this one is a mini palette by Laura Mercier. I think it's one of the Bonbon palettes. It's a trio in the shade Bronze, and I'll try to show you, not sure if you can tell. This is one of my most used palettes I have ever had. I really admire this palette. It's the perfect everyday or even smoky eye palette. I love every single shade. I love how they look on the eyes, how very blendable they are, and oh my goodness, I can't get my eyes off of it. I adore this palette because it is so convenient. It is very small, very slender. It has only 3 shades. You can't go wrong basically. And one of the shades is also matte and the other ones are shimmery. And color-wise, it has one of my all-time favorite colors, which is like this here in the middle. It looks like Max Club, so it is a green or blue with like a brown undertone. So when you blend this out, it's going to turn itself into 2 separate colors. It's going to shimmer green, and in the crease it's going to look like a browny warm toned color. And I love this effect so much because it's, again, so convenient and I'm lazy. And yeah, as you can tell, one of them are broken. This was my favorite shade. It's one of the most unique, like, nude shades to even out your skin tone on your lids. I can't get enough of it. I figure the next palette I'm going to mention might make some of you guys a little bit jealous, but I totally understand. It is the infamous Dior Beige Massai palette that Lisa Eldridge mentioned in one of her favorites videos, and ever since, so many people were looking and hunting it down. It is very hard to get it on the internet because it was a palette that was released a very long time ago, and ever since it was discontinued. I've been using this palette like a crazy woman. I was very lucky to just randomly have found it on Amazon. I was just, browsing there, looking. Amazon is one of my favorite websites, and there it just popped up. 2 palettes available. I bought them right away and was a happy girl, and I still am. These shades are amazing. They're very flattering to the eye. All of the shades are matte except the one in the middle. The combination, the texture, how they blend is very nice, and that's why I've been using this so much lately, and therefore I had to mention it because it is definitely one of my obsessions, even though you guys can't get it, but you definitely have to look out for it on eBay and stuff like that, or be lucky and look up on Amazon. My next obsession was the Lorac Pro Palette, a classic on the YouTubes, and I am finally also on the bandwagon of this amazing palette. I'm sure you guys have seen this a ton of times, and I have to show it as well. I love it so much because the first row is matte and the second one is shimmery. You can't go wrong with this palette. It is a perfect mix of nude colors, of smoky colors, of lighter colors. It suits every single skin tone. The shadows are very nicely blendable, richly pigmented, finely milled, all of that jazz that you always hear, and I can highly recommend it. If you can get your hands on it, do so. It is one of the best palettes that I have ever used. I would even say that this is better than the Naked palettes, and that says a lot. I was insanely obsessed with this color when I got it. It is a single eyeshadow by Laura Mercier in the shade Baroque. Looks like this. It might not look a lot in the pan, but it will rock your socks off. It's a minky brown warm color with like a golden shimmer to it. It looks so insanely beautiful, especially photographed. And I've been wearing this so much lately that even my mother, which is not a girly girl whatsoever, asked me, "What are you wearing on your eyelids? It looks very good." And that says a lot. My mom never notices. So yeah, this is one of those shades that I've been wearing a lot. Alright, I'm going to continue with my other favorite section in makeup, which are blushes, hands down. I always buy foundations and blushes because I feel most drawn to them, and I think they make the biggest difference in my face, especially blushes. My first favorite are one of the Milani baked blushes. I have a couple of these and I love every single shade. They are so nice on the cheeks, and my most used shade is number 10 in Delizioso Pink. This is not a shade that I would usually go for because I usually like to wear corally, warm, like beigey blushes, but never like a Barbie pinks or pale pinks, because I was just never really liking them. But trying this color definitely converted me. I think it looks very flattering and super natural. It doesn't look too overpowering nor like too Barbie-ish. So this is what I like this color for, and I use this, I don't know, like 80% of the time. It's one of my favorites now. And the other shade that I really liked was in number 7, Fantastico Mauve. And it is really a true mauve blush that I think looks also very beautiful on the cheeks, and it doesn't look too much as well. It doesn't look too cool toned and or too magenta-y, because it has some magenta running through it, and I love this blush as well. And I could not go out of the house without this blush, of course. It is the number 5 Luminoso. Everyone talks about this blush, everyone loves it, and quite rightly so. It is one of the most beautiful blushes and most unique colors, I think, that I have in my collection, and I use this so much, especially for the summertime. I think it looks gorgeous. It reflects some nice goldiness off of it. It's not too corally, not too pink. It has a nice beigey undertone, which I really appreciate, and yeah, I just had to mention it. I love it very, very much. The next blush I'm going to mention, I'm pretty sure I have used, well, 99% of the time, because I love this shade and it looks so flattering on pale skins and it's just gorgeous. It is by Chanel, and it's one of the Le Blush Creme de Chanel in number 64 Inspiration. Again, this is not a shade that is very typical for me. After using the Milani one, I was very tempted to try out more pale pink shades. This one is not as harsh, I would say. I think this is a shade that is perfect for the ones out there that don't really like blush but still want something on there, and that are also very pale, just like myself. I think this shade in particular looks fan-freaking-tastic on pale skin girls that, yeah, just want a hint of color, that don't want too much. Obviously, it depends on the amount you use. You can definitely build it up to a stronger color, but I think these blushes are just gorgeous by Chanel. By the way, this is a cream to powder product, so as soon as you apply this on your cheeks, it's going to turn into a powdery texture, and it's going to last the entire day. And I'm going to end the blush category with one of my all-time favorite blushes in terms of texture, colors, longevity, everything. These are just the holy grail blushes. These are the Stila Convertible Lip and Cheek Creams. I have the shade Petunia and Lilium here. I think I almost have every single shade because they are that amazing and I had to get them all. But these two shades have been in my makeup bag pretty constantly because they look amazing. They make your cheeks very healthy looking, very juicy, because these are cream products that are a little bit more on the thicker, even stickier side, but they don't feel sticky or uncomfortable on cheeks whatsoever. The colors are phenomenal, especially Lilium. And the other color was called Petunia. This one is a bright fuchsia pink with almost like a reddish undertone to it. I think it's perfect for the summertime especially because it gives you this almost sun-kissed, like you almost had a little bit of redness on your cheeks, and it looks amazing. I love all of the shades. In terms of lip products, I have been going berserk over everything that has to do with lipsticks, lip glosses, everything. I really am into lipsticks now, which was usually not the case. So again, I have so many to share with you. Starting out with the Chanel Rouge Coco Shine in number 1 Bohème. This one is a very pretty pinky, reddy type of color that looks insanely flattering and very comfortable on the lips. What I like about these in general is that these are sheer lipsticks that I think last pretty well for being a sheer lipstick especially, but also the shades are very natural looking, very everyday like, and That's why I always have them in my makeup bag, because yeah, they always look just very nice and flattering on the lips, and I don't dry them out whatsoever. They leave somehow a little bit of a stain as well. These Nars lipsticks have been my jam lately. I can't get enough of these. I have a couple of shades, but this shade in particular is my all-time favorite. It is the Pure Matte lipstick in the shade Bangkok. Goodness, if you have very pale skin like I have, you should be checking out this shade right now. It is the perfect nudie pink. It's not too pale, it's not too dark, it is just perfect. I wear this pretty much on a daily basis, especially when I had to go to work and look somehow decent pulled together. This is the one color that makes me look very professional and just comfortable, I think, and I really like this. I like how they stay on the lips, how very undetectable they feel. They feel, I don't know, they definitely feel like a lipstick on the lips, but not too heavy that you have to, you know, look in the mirror and always check if your lipstick is smeared around. They stay on, they create the perfect just veil for your lips, I think. So yeah, Nars Pure Matte lipsticks, you have to get these now. We got it! Those were all of my current obsessions. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, even though it was a hell of a long one. And I would absolutely love to know, what are your current obsessions? Do you have any recommendations? Leave them down below. I would absolutely love to know them. Also, please don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Everything is listed down below as always, and I will see you very soon. Bye!